3 a.m. I must be lonely.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna keep going.
Heaven, she said, maybe.
Yeah, we're on.
Scary hole
live.
sometime. Everything gonna wash away. I believe in.
No intro, you're saying?
Yeah, where's the music?
Here we go.
You were doing the music, so I thought I
Oh,
thought I
you
jumped.
just went live when we were singing.
Hard start.
Hard
jump.
Yeah, we were riffing.
Hold on.
Hit the
Yeah.
hyperdrive.
We can we'll go back off. Hold on.
Okay, hang on. Let's start from the top. Bum, bum. Dun, dun, dun. It's cold outside. She hands me a raincoat. I always worry about things like that. I don't know. I just thought it. So I keep going.
Is that a real song?
You don't know that song?
I don't know that song.
3 a.m. by
That's
Matchbox
not me.
20, right?
Yeah, that
3
sounds
a.m.
right. And I said maybe
And I said maybe
it's 3 a.m.
I must be lonely.
It's vaguely familiar, but I think you're too bad.
Oh, you don't know it?
I can't get it up. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some more words to the song, but I got out most of what I know.
That was a hook right there. If you didn't
know
understand
that-
that,
It's
You
not
know that.
jumping out at me, but I know I probably heard it.
Sometime everything gonna wash away. I believe you.
I'm believing.
Yeah, I don't know. So welcome back. That's a different song. That's a different drop we have on the podcast. The metal drop. I don't know what to call it.
I'll have to get that one for Corey next time.
Yeah, the octane drop. But yeah, welcome back Monday night. We're just down here. We're riffing. We're new boot goofing down here.
New boo goo.
First time having Calvin back in a while. Calvin hasn't.
Yeah, been in
Calvin's
exile.
been. He's been on Exile Island, but he won his way back at the last tribal council. So.
Yeah. If I get voted off this island again, I'll eat this rock. You remember that?
I do, and then it cuts to her getting voted off.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh man,
That was a season with Bob. Remember Bob?
he's the guy that made the fake idol. We're talking Survivor, if you didn't know. We're big
yeah,
Survivor
he
fans.
was an ex-FBI agent.
I'm a big fan of anything Jeff Probst does.
Yeah. What happened to Survivor?
It's still on, it's still out there.
Still going.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not what it used to be, but it's still out there.
I forget what I was doing a trivia, and that was one of the questions. When did Survivor start?
2000 something.
I think it was 2000.
Yeah,
or
maybe
not-
just
or
2000
1999.
I really don't know.
I forget.
It's existed our whole life to the point where we grew up watching a cartoon that was a parody of Survivor. Total Drama Island.
You see, they brought that back.
Yeah, they did. And so we watched Total Drama Island, and the voice of the lead of the Jeff Probst parody, right? This character, Chris, was his name in the show. He had a very distinct voice, okay? I don't know what happened with a voice actor. Something happened. They didn't want to hire him back for the remake of Total Drama Island. Totally okay, right? It's a cartoon,
Yeah.
right? Just draw us a new host. Draw us a
Different
new
guy.
host.
A
Different voice, different guy. Or, better yet, again, it's a cartoon, get somebody to do a goddamn impression, right?
Yeah. Jeff Probst.
Well, they did neither. They got a new voice, but they kept the old animation. So if you ever watch the original, now you're just watching the animation with somebody else's voice coming out, and
It's like
so
fingernails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. That's not how you should do it at all. But that's what they
At
did.
all.
So I will not be watching the Total Drama Island reboot. Granted, it's not marketed towards me in the slightest. They weren't hoping for my bid, but
I will not be watching. They won't have my business.
yeah. But no, I mean, I actually since we got Calvin here, I didn't know if you wanted to. I see you got your pre-Noth hat on. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
wanted to tell us what you've been up to, why you've been gone recently.
You know, I'm not allowed to wear this hat. Actually, you know why?
Why?
Ashlyn said when I wear camo, it makes her think of her dad.
Oh,
So
so you're not allowed to wear it.
not allowed to wear it.
Only on special occasions.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's camo.
Yeah, just because of the camo part, which I don't like the camo part, but it is, it's pre-knoth. Get the close up, get the zoom in.
So what
Yeah.
what is pre-knoth?
The 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 Snowcat company,
Yeah.
the brand of Snowcat, kind of the top of the biz right now. It was
How did you get a hold of the hat?
they came to Abenaki to we got a new Snowcat, we got a new pre-knoth, brand new top of the line, came out of Aspen Snowmass.
No way.
You oh, it was used when you got it.
Yeah, it was used, but it's only a couple of years old. It's like
What do you know? What model it is?
it's the Bison. It's not the Bison X. I think it's just a regular.
Pre-knoth bison.
Yeah, but it is the park version. I think the X means park, but I don't know the exact ins and outs. But
So you've been working at a little rope tow ski hill, and
Yeah,
they got a new groomer this year, new snowcat.
they got a new groomer, and Prenoth is now for the Northeast is based out of Concord. So it was
Concord, New Hampshire.
Yeah, the Bison.
So their main for the Northeast,
No
you're
winch.
saying
There's no winch on it.
um,
There's no need for a winch there.
yeah, you definitely don't need the winch on your hill,
But,
but Bears decided to join you.
Yeah, so they came out to deliver the Snowcat, and all the Prenoth guys were there, and I was like, "Oh, let me get some swag," because
So-
they had sweatshirts. They had sweatshirts and vests, and I was
Trying to get a hold of some of
trying
that.
to get a sweatshirt.
A hat's better than nothing.
Yeah, they gave
Who
us a
who
hat.
was the guy you got to meet while you were there?
Well, we met a couple of guys, but the guy I think you're thinking of
The
is,
guy.
the
The guy
guy.
who's the guy.
Nick Boggs.
Yeah. What's his story?
His story, he's a old school.
Did you know who it was before you met him, or was it
No.
not till after?
No, I didn't know until he told me like what he did and how he got his job at Prenoth. But
Yeah, let's start right from the beginning because I didn't hear any of this story, and I
Well,
wanted to hear it
okay,
on the
so-
podcast because I thought it'd be good.
So since
Good
we
find out,
got
yes.
the Snowcat delivered, nobody touched it because they're like, we got this guy coming in, he's gonna show us, because there is people there that are experienced at grooming, and they had an old what is it called?
Is it a piston bully or something?
No,
They have a
it's
piston-
oh frick.
Something
Yeah,
else.
you're looking
Anyway,
at me.
they had
Older
something.
You're
cat.
not giving me any. You're not giving me any information.
I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it was it's one of the older brands. I think they got absorbed into Prenoth. But anyway,
So you're waiting for the guy to show up to
there-
teach you how to use it.
yeah, because it's like all brand new. It's all electronic. They have
Computers, high
there's a big
tech,
screen like a Tesla screen
big
in there,
iPad.
and there's
What are you
you can
watching
do all
movies
these
in there?
adjustments.
You watching Netflix while you working?
No, but there's Bluetooth.
Oh,
There's Bluetooth in
Uh-oh.
there.
I got my tunes
So you
going.
weren't. So you guys weren't touching it because you guys were waiting for the Prenoth guys.
Yeah,
To show up.
so this whole time I have no idea who this guy's gonna look like, and I actually one of the like investors of the ski area was there on the same day that this guy Nick was supposed to come, and I mistook him for the Prenoth guy. It's like this older guy. I was like, "Oh, so you're our guy, right?" And he's like, No, I'm not." But anyway, so this guy comes. He's in a foot cast because he broke his foot.
ankle.
Well, no, I don't know if he actually broke it, but he smashed it with the blade of a different Snowcat he was working on.
So he shows up with a boot on.
He shows up with the boot
Gimping
on
around.
and crutches.
This guy smashed his foot with a Snowcat. He's the guy that's supposed to teach you.
Yeah,
how to-
yeah. He was actually offended because I asked him about it, but I was just trying to make light of the situation, and because he was all serious and stuff. But I could tell he's not a serious guy.
Right.
All the big groomer guys are fun, to hang out with.
Yeah, there's
And,
there's ski area people.
Yeah.
They're
So-
mountain men. There.
So I was like, "Oh, so we heard you smash your foot. What happened?" And he was like, "Yeah, you do something every day for, whatever 8 years, and it just takes one mistake." And
Boom,
he said
smash
he
your
was
foot.
he had the blade detached from the cat, and it was chained up, or maybe I don't remember exactly, but it was chained up and like in the air, and then he had to move. He was like holding the chains still, and then something happened and it dropped on his foot.
Oof.
So that was hilarious. He had a little stump foot, and
So you're hanging out with this guy, shooting the shit, shooting the breeze.
He's
showing you about
showing
the
us
cat.
all around.
But who is he? Why do we care who this guy is?
He essentially, from my understanding, he really pioneered the terrain park at Keystone in Colorado, which at the time when he was working there, he threw all these facts out like he had over 300 rails in the park at one time. And it's a huge trail. It's a whole section of the mountain that's a terrain park at Keystone, or it used to be anyway, in like 2000, I don't know, 2004, 2006,
This guy was really going crazy on the terrain park,
Yeah,
building it out, pioneering it for
multiple half pipes, at least multiple quarter pipes, like one big half pipe. I don't know the exact. I wasn't there,
but amongst like guys that build the terrain park, that's
Area 51 is what it was called at Keystone.
What you said the guy's name was? Nick what?
Nick Boggs.
And so he was responsible for Area 51 at Keystone, which was a legendary terrain park.
Yeah,
on the snow,
huge.
And the guys you worked
infamous.
The guys you worked with in Vermont all knew him by name.
Yeah, they.
He's like
big in the industry, big in the terrain park, grooming, half pipe,
That's
And so it's cool. And he was showing, like, I got to drive the Snowcat with him. He was showing me how to use it, Cause
got a little one-on-one time.
Got a little one-on-one time with
the
guy.
real pro.
Yeah.
So how
cool.
did he get into the ski industry and operate the groomer?
I don't really know.
Oh, he didn't tell you. I thought you said he told you.
Well, I mean, I could have gone in deep, but I was
You're trying to pay attention.
No, I was trying to go home because I had been there from like 6:30 at night and
making
it was
snow
12 the next day. So I was supposed to stay there to get taught some things and then I was going to leave. So I was already way over time, like trying to get out of there. But I mean, if I wasn't so tired, I would have stayed and talked to him more.
But that's still pretty cool.
But it is. I do wonder how he got into it because he's from West Virginia.
Not a lot of snow. Still,
yeah, I think
not
he
a lot
started
of ski areas there.
Yeah, there's a couple though, and there's a couple that
A couple little ones.
Yeah, I forget which one, but he started at a ski area there, high up in the what are they called? Appalachians.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was really cool.
Well,
Very cool. And I got his card.
Got a hat. Got a business
card. I got
card.
a hat. He said, "Come on down to the factory. Tell him Boggs sent you."
Where's the factory?
Concord. Well,
Concord, New Hampshire.
Yeah,
No.
that's their new.
That's their Northeast headquarters.
Yeah. So I don't know.
So when are we going down?
I don't know. I haven't really thought of it, but it would be cool to see.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
I don't know if they actually machine anything there, or if they. I don't know what the situation is, but
what are you responsible for on like maintenance of the groomer, like as far as Pre-Noth versus Wolfboro? And who takes care of the maintenance on it?
Well, so we have our main guy, my boss, Dave, and he's pretty well versed in everything ski area. He went to school kind of like I did, but I think he's in deeper than me. He spent several years working at a ski area and actually being hands-on with everything. He did lifts. He's a lift maintenance technician. He did snowmaking, grooming forever. So
done a little of everything.
Yeah, he knows a lot. He's the number one asset and authority on everything involving the Snowcat. But we also have my other boss, the guy that takes care of all the Parks and Rec maintenance. He has the Pre-Noth guy on speed dial, so if there's any problem, he always just calls him and it's like and talks it out.
I didn't know if you had to go down to the Pre-Noth place in Concord to get some oil filters or fuel filters. I don't know how often you have to swap those on that.
We definitely will. There's right now we have a broken tire guide on the track, which isn't a huge problem because there's like, I don't even know, there's like 100 on each track.
There's a guide on each pad.
Yeah,
track
on
pad.
each, yeah, and on each grouser. So there's like, I don't know how many there is, but there's a bunch. And
Do you feel cool like that you're this inside baseball on
inside baseball
on a ski area and
Well,
a snowcat?
Well, I'm getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm on the cusp. I think it'll take a long time to really know what I'm talking about, but
When do you get to start grooming?
hopefully this winter.
If we ever get snow.
Yeah, the problem is all the snow we just made is about to melt. Well, it melted today.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Next 3
it's
days.
been really warm and rainy.
So we're
All
not
that
gonna.
work is going away.
They're not gonna groom. They didn't do it last night. They're not gonna do it tonight. Not tomorrow, and probably not on Thursday. And then hopefully Thursday night, Friday night we'll make snow. So.
Nice.
And then once we're done making, I think all next week we're gonna make snow, and then after that I'll have all the free time to
learn how to. So right now you can't take time, like you can't go at night or early in the morning to get in the groomer and get a ride along because you're trying to sleep from making snow.
Yeah, you also can't get overtime, right? You kind of where it's a town situation. I mean, not that like
I can,
some
but
jobs
they're trying to limit it.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it in your first year at the job,
And
blow the budget and whatnot.
I'm only gonna be there when I really need to be there.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. There will be opportunity for you to make snow down the line, or not make snow. You've been making snow, but there'll be opportunity for you to groom down the line when snowmaking is finished. Like you said, you get another week here, and then
my game plan is to take the back seat for a couple of years, try just soak it up, learn it up,
figure it out,
and then
you kind of
I'll
have
be able to take over a little bit.
You have to like sit back for a minute and see how things are operating currently, like just see how it functions, and then you get a hold of, okay, this is how things function, this is how they get things done, and then after you get comfortable with the way that things have and always have been done, then you can look for ways you want to improve it. Like say, okay, this irritates me, I hate doing this, so we're gonna change it this year, we're gonna tweak it, do it my way, and try it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It does take
that's
a
my
minute
game plan.
Yeah, you got to download. You're in the download phase. You're downloading all the data, compressing the files.
Yeah.
But
Just trying to get comfortable with everything.
Yeah, I think give it like 2 years. Like once you've cycled through each season twice, then you'll know what's going on. You'll know what to expect. And
it is super cool though, because like I worked at Ski Cooper, then Breckenridge, and then Sugarbush, each for a year, so it doesn't really amount to anything.
Well, I mean, it does.
Like a little bit, but...
And this was back to back to back, right? Like you went from mountain to mountain to mountain.
But
it wasn't like a long time in between.
Yeah. But, like all the stuff that I'm doing now was like my boss's job at all those other places.
Yeah.
So in that way, it's pretty cool.
Well, that's why
I
keep getting on you about the grooming. Not only because I think it, for selfish reasons, it would be cool to be able to ride ride in the groomer at night or whatever. But also, you're in a perfect place where you are as far as a stepping stone. I know you're into it as far as you want to be the builder of the terrain park, and that's what you care about.
Yeah.
But you're also at a place where you can do everything. You can get experience running the groomers. You can, you have the ability right now to do everything. Like you said, you're doing your old boss's job. You're not low man on the totem pole here, and you can take this job as a stepping stone towards a bigger mountain if you chose to.
Definitely. And I don't know, because the town retirement plan is pretty good. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the really cool part.
It would be nice to stay.
You could ride it out just for 10 years, let's say, and then that's when your retirement benefits are redeemable after 10 years. I think it's 10 years. It used to be less time, but they upped it. I think it's 10 years now. But you do it for 10 years, and then you'll be what? You'll be 32, 33, cash out of that job, go do something different, have
cool.
benefits in retirement.
Go big
Yeah.
and go home.
Yeah,
I mean-
so there's a lot to be said for that too. You got a pretty sweet gig going right now.
Yeah, very happy.
You'll
with
have
how
to,
that turned out.
but you'll really have to let it go through all the seasons, because you really kind of lucked out coming into the job. You kind of just started in time to start making snow, which you happen to. It's a really obscure thing that most people would not like. Let alone forget having interest. Most people would not want to do it. Period.
Yeah.
But for some reason you seem to have a little bit of interest and desire to do it. So.
Well, it is pretty cool. I mean, when you
No, I think it's neat.
because you can, it's like it's really satisfying when you can see the difference that like a couple of degrees makes. Because like you go out at 10 o'clock and it's like 20 degrees, and you see it's making snow, but it's like just barely.
Yeah, pretty
then
soupy.
It between 10 and 11 it drops down like 5 degrees, and then you go back out at midnight and it's like huge piles of nice snow.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Wow, I did that.
That's there now.
No, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I still wouldn't rule out moving to a bigger mountain. If I'm not saying just move to a bigger mountain just because, only move if the money's there.
Yeah.
But I just wouldn't rule that out. Like I said, the experience is the biggest thing. I don't think bigger mountains are just gonna trust anybody to just go jump in a groomer or whatever.
Yeah. Well, some do.
Really, some do.
There's been some horror stories, like at CMC they told us a story. They called this
CMC
guy,
is Colorado Mountain College.
yeah, at Colorado Mountain College. It's right next to Copper Mountain, so that's where most of the students go to work. And the teacher there, the grooming teacher, worked there for I don't know, like 15 years or a long time. And they, if they're in a pinch, they'll hire somebody to groom with no experience. And he kept talking about this guy. They called him Cinderella because he used to wear like the nice dress boots with a leather jacket and like a scarf and the little like cotton gloves, like a businessman would in New
He's
York.
coming
or
to
something.
groom
And
snow.
Yeah, and he had no experience, and I guess that happens more than you would think. Like if they're in a pinch and they need somebody, they will hire.
They'll just throw somebody. Put me in, coach.
Yeah,
I'm moving up to the big leagues.
yeah. I
tonight.
mean, you'll get fired, but
right, hired and fired.
it can happen. Like if you're any good, I think you'll be able to stick around.
Did you do grooming when you were in college at Colorado?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little bit. I do have a story on that might be incriminating.
Would
I
you
don't know if
crash a groomer?
I didn't nothing happened to the groomer, but I did back over an electrical box.
Did it
was
really
a-
destroy it? Did it cause a fire?
It didn't cause a fire. Luckily, there was no power running to it. But
If there was
apparently
power running to it, it could have been bad.
it would have been terrible. Yeah.
It would have blown up probably.
Did you know you did it at the time or not till after?
No, as soon as I hit it, I knew I backed over. I fully backed over it. The problem was so we were trying to get this big tube to the bottom of the hill.
Get real quick, Carter. Can we pull up a picture of this electrical box because I want people to see.
It was like a big.
Oh, did you take a picture of it?
No.
No.
But
It's
I
was
can picture this because out west
It was a whole panel with 4x4s and like pressure treated 1x6s.
And was it one of those like big metal box
No,
power
not
box
like
things?
the- not like
I
the big
thought
square green
I was
ones.
yeah, that's what I was picturing was
It's
those big square green
It was
ones.
like
but
a
this
panel.
was like
It was
okay,
an
an
outdoor
electrical panel.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the worst times of my life. I always regret this, but it was a learning experience, and all the credit to my teachers there at CMC. They were super nice to me about it. Like it's not the worst thing that had happened.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt. It was just
Damages were minimal.
it was well, it was expensive, but
I mean, I'm assuming it must have been something along the
yeah,
lines of
yeah,
this.
pretty much exactly that. Yeah.
You just
Oh,
backed
what's that?
over it.
And-
Crunch.
Okay, so basically,
The cat
top-
would go through that like butter.
they had this little training hill for ski racing at the college, and this is where we were doing our CMC
You keep
rail
touching
jam.
the mic, Calvin. You-
Sorry.
CMC rail jam. You
We were
guys are getting
setting
ready, building the park.
And we drew out of a hat who's gonna run the groomer first, and I drew my name, or somebody did, and so I was the first one. We were trying to figure out how to get this massive tube down to the bottom of the slope, and it's like a steep slope. So we have forks on the cat, so if we could have chained it to the forks and could have drove down straight forward, but I was just like, well, why don't I pick it up with the forks and just back down the hill?
Okay.
And so there's this really skinny, and this is 7 a.m. Okay, I just woken up, was a little tired.
Yeah, whatever. Okay,
and,
keep going.
So anyway, everybody's like, okay, that's a good idea. You think you can do it? And I was like, yeah, we can do this. And I got it going. I was backing up. There's like there was a huge start mound for the ski racing. And then the electrical box is like right next to it. And there's like a perfect snowcat width between them that you have to go through.
So you're trying to thread the needle.
I was trying to thread the needle, but the problem is I completely forgot the electrical box was even there.
Ooh.
And
Oh, there's no mirrors or anything to.
and God forbid somebody was freaking spotting me.
Well, that's what that's what
Yeah.
sounds like in the story here. Is that
There's a bunch of dubs standing
well,
around.
when you're driving a snowcat too, there's a tiller on the back that if it's up all the way, you literally can't see the ground behind you. Like you can see the sides of you, but anything directly behind you with the tiller up,
Did
you
they
can't
have
see.
piston bullies there?
They had one piston bully, one pre-knock.
What was this you were running?
The piston bully.
But yeah, that is. I think the blame can be placed on the group in this situation where you were a trainee.
The blame was definitely on me. You know, I was
Well,
obviously.
yeah, you're the one
touching the mic again.
operating. You're the one operating it. So ultimately, you hold the most responsibility. But it was your first time operating it, and there's multiple other people standing around.
It was kind of like this one, right?
It was a 400.
I don't know what this.
That's just a 100. We want the 400.
We want
Come
the
on.
400.
Not that little baby crap. Come on.
Looks like Ashland's playing Xbox.
Shut
Um,
up.
She must be watching. She must be watching Working Moms.
I mean, it is so wide that I guess it does have mirrors on it, but
Yeah, it does have. Like, obviously, I shouldn't paid attention.
All right.
better.
What other
I feel
stories?
terrible about it.
What other stories have you been
And
hiding from us?
Yeah, I don't talk about that one, especially at work. I don't want that to be on my reputation. But
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
I did tell Lance, and I told him to keep it under wraps.
You trusted that guy?
Yeah, I trust Lance.
well, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna hold that.
I
against
also,
you.
yeah,
No,
like you were
I
in
don't think
school. I don't think it's that big a
It
deal.
was probably my third time operating the snowcat, so
Yeah, there's room for error there.
it could have gone a lot worse, but that was pretty bad. They wanted to move the electrical panel anyway, so that's the silver lining.
It sounds like there had to have been power running to it though.
No, because they use that panel just for snowmaking, and I don't know. Now that I think of it, maybe
Had to have been power running to it. If there was outlets on it that people used.
I'm pretty sure it was shut off because there was no hazard. The way I remember it.
Probably because it tripped the breaker.
Yeah, it
Could have been that.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't know what happened. I miss you too, Aunt Amy.
Everyone's been missing you on the pod. You just haven't been around here. You've been working making snow. We haven't
Yeah.
even seen you. You finished building your Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I should have had a picture of that.
Mordor.
Barad-dûr.
The big Eye of Sauron Lego.
Yeah.
You built that pretty quick. You were pretty lickety
I
split
hammered
with
that out. 40 bags.
40 bags and
in 4 days.
Yeah, and it's not like full days either. And I was saying too, you scratched your eye in that
I
time.
scratched my
you're
eye.
you're fighting through a scratched eye. You had to overcome a lot of adversity to finish that Lego.
Yeah.
You really got after it. But no, well, it's cool because we have all the original Lord of the Rings Legos, and so now you have the two towers
Yeah.
from the movie,
The legit two towers.
the legit two towers, not just the one.
So that's pretty cool.
And I thought the two towers were the same tower, but you informed me that in fact they are two different towers, and that is why the movie and the book are called the Two Towers.
Right. And there's actually two more towers.
So why didn't they call it the Four Towers then?
Because they're not as pivotal
Okay,
in the story.
just the two towers are the important ones. Those
There's
ones we
probably
care
more
about.
than that. You know, there's a lot of towers in the Lord of the Rings. But
Big Lord of the Rings guy.
Minas Tirith, and then there's another Tirith. Minas Morgul. That's the other
Okay.
one. That's where the Witch King of Agmar lives.
You been learning Elfish too, or
No.
no
not
Elfish yet?
I thought about it, but
Klingon, Shingon. I don't even know. Yeah, they get a weird way, those elves. Weird way of speak over there. These gosh darn elven people. What else? I guess that's pretty much it. You gave us a pretty good lowdown on the ski area.
I don't have any. There's not much for other stories.
You've been missing out on skiing with us too.
That's been.
I've
pissing
been
me
out
off.
with Carter another day. Me, Carter, and Tanner. Did we talk about that? We must. I think we. What day was that? Was that on Friday?
We skied Friday, yeah.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
did a pod after we went skiing, so
Yeah,
we
I don't
probably
know.
already talked about it. But Calvin's been missing out.
I'm sad.
I've been twice with Carter, once with Ryder. Calvin missed them both, so
I went twice with Ashlyn.
That's good.
Gunstock, but
getting over to Gunny.
well, technically 1.5 because they closed the first time after
'Cause of
2
the
runs.
rain.
Yeah,
Oh, they closed early on you?
yeah, because it was pouring out and we were the only people there.
Yeah.
There was like 4 people there skiing when we got there, and then when we left, we were literally the only 2 people.
I was watching the live cameras at Gunstock the other day. I was debating about riding over for a couple runs, but
They do have a good. They just opened the park.
oh really?
Yeah,
Well, it looked like they had almost everything open, but the thing that looked sad was the amount of people to the amount of snow. Like, it was icy, patchy, yucky,
yucky.
but a ton of people.
Apparently, Hot Shot's open.
Yeah,
They
they
did the
made
opening
snow on
ceremony.
Hot Shot. They dropped the rope on Hot Shot.
What's this?
I was just gonna. This is.
Oh yeah, this was our view at Black Mountain the other day.
Yeah.
Where we were
Oh,
sitting.
this is at the yeah. Oh damn.
Oh, hold on. But yeah. I don't have
Put it
those.
up on screen.
Yeah.
That upper.
Sitting at the Lost Bow cabin.
Yeah, the cabin there.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta start taking more pictures and videos, especially
Your
for,
camera's really
for
good.
this podcast.
That's a good camera.
Yeah, get some.
But yeah, we had a good time, good day. They had some fresh snow up there, like not a ton, but enough that it help the ground cover. Gave you some fresh
ground cover.
fresh snow on the edges to play in, and
Made it look nice.
yeah, it was a good day. And it's been a real bummer seeing all this
Did they
rain.
have the
past
Palma
2 days.
open?
Yeah, we took a ride up
Yeah.
the platter pole.
Nice. The
Yeah.
bladder pole.
Yeah,
They call it the platter pole. I did read. I was doing a bunch of deep diving on Black Mountain the other
Yep.
day, and it is called Palma, like Puma. And yeah,
Puma.
I believe
Puma?
so. No, maybe I don't know.
He
But it's
doesn't know.
Palma. It's Palma either way. I can't remember how
Yeah.
they spelled it, but
That's
it's
funny.
either way. It's Palma. But also, you know how they were talking. Black Mountain has the oldest overhead cable lift in America, is what they say.
Really?
That's one of their claims. Yeah, that they have the first.
The oldest?
Or the first.
Oh damn.
I think it's the first, is what they call it. The first overhead cable lift, but it's
Still
not.
in operation.
Yeah, it is, but it's not exactly. That's not exactly right, because it's not like a chairlift. It's not like the first chairlift. It was a. It started off as a rope tow, so it was. It was like the pommel lift or the platter pole where the cable's running
Oh,
running
gotcha.
above you,
Yep.
but they hung ropes down. So
Oh.
every so often you just grab onto this rope and it would pull you up the
That's
mountain.
pretty cool.
And then they switched it from a rope to the handle of a shovel. They called it the shovel lift for a while. It was like it's not like a straight shovel handle. It's like the shovel that's got the
Yeah.
see it.
The ergonomic curve.
Well, you
Not-
need that
it-
handle so that when you pick up a pile of snow, the shovel doesn't just spin in your hand and dump it out.
Yeah, that
The teeth.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yep.
It's like
So
that.
it had those on it for a while, something like this. One of these
One of those
handles.
bad boys.
So one of these would hang from the cable up above, and you'd grab onto this. I'm sure it was like this with the wooden shaft, but
You know, that seems like it'd be easier than the platter.
The platter's
For-
nice
for a
because
beginner?
you pin,
well,
well,
you
maybe
could-
for a beginner.
you really
but
gotta. It's all in grip strength to get up one of those lifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the platter now, but that is funny that's where it started. And so I was wondering that because there's pictures at Black Mountain where it looks like it's the same frame and apparatus as the platter pole, but they're clearly holding on to something different.
Yeah.
But it must be the same. That's what you're saying is their oldest operating thing is that platter pole.
But it's
where
actually
the line is zipping above your head.
it's not. That's not where it is though. It's down a ways. The platter pole is different.
Okay.
So the mount actually, like when you're looking facing the mountain there, it's actually over to the left was where it's called the J bar now. It's still operational, but it's over to the left. It's not.
Not where that one is.
No.
I don't know if I've seen the J bar open.
They post on online about it being open once in a while.
It must be like midway on the mountain, like you can't exactly get to it right from the base.
No, I'm trying to
It
I
is.
can't even picture it.
I want to look for it next time because
Yeah, I didn't even notice it last time we were there. Not that everything was open; you couldn't get to the whole mountain last time we were there. But
I'll see if I can. I'll see if I can find a picture of it. But
well, yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to pay attention next time
okay.
we're there.
Yeah, here. it
We'll
is
have
right
to
here.
do a whole documentary on Black Mountain.
Oh yeah, way off to the side that one.
So it's over here. Let me zoom in a little farther before I switch it over. So this is the original. This is the oldest overhead cable lift
Gotcha.
in America over
Wow.
here.
Okay.
It's at this farm.
Oh my God! They call that place the Shovel Handle Bar and Grill. This all makes
Oh.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where the original lift was, and then some other guy. So this was it's called Whitney's here, but it started. I saw while we were there. I don't know. I took it off screen. It was called Moody Farm or something like that, and then the Whitneys bought it. And the farm actually put the lift up. And I think it was just something that was homemade.
Yeah, homemade, free, probably for the public, kind of. When the
Yeah.
farm did it, and then the Whitneys bought it. You're saying?
The Whitneys bought it, changed the name, and down the road, some guy started putting up other lifts, and they ended up buying that guy out too, I guess, and changed and rebranded everything to Black Mountain because it was Whitney. Whitney.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to pay attention for that now. I haven't even in all my years. I don't think I've ever noticed or paid attention to that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is the website I was on the other day. There was a bunch
A
of
lot of history here.
yeah. There's a bunch of pictures on here that.
When does it tell you when they opened that double chair?
It did not say when they opened the double chair, but it does say here when the chairlift was open, I believe. So this is when they obviously changed it to the J bar.
Right.
That's an old picture of the J
Still
bar.
never ridden a J bar like that.
I wish I could remember where I got to ride a J bar, but I have been on one. I want to say it was
Chemo or something?
no. I want to say it was like Proctor Academy.
Proctor.
They have a private hill. Does that make sense to you? You heard of this?
Summit Double, 1965 to
But
66.
that's the old. That's the old.
Yeah, that's the one they got in the lodge at Black Mountain.
Oh, okay.
You can't
Yeah.
ride it anymore.
with
but
the center.
yeah, big pole in the center.
I think it
Ashlyn
was
would know what that is.
sometime in the '80s when they opened it. Oh, this was kind of neat here. It shows the ticket prices for the different years.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God.
So just in like 2010, it was $40 a day.
Yeah, we
Well, I recently paid $56. So, but then more recently than that, I paid 66. So, depends on the day you go, I guess. But, reasonable. Black Mountain has kept things reasonably priced. They didn't price us out.
definitely. I think they get a lot of volunteer help.
There's a magic over there. Black Mountain has
They got a certain magic. You
certain
know what it
magic
is? The
to it.
covered bridge.
The covered
on the
bridge
way.
on the way in. It
People,
does. It
people love
puts you
that.
into Narnia. You go through the covered bridge into
It's
Jackson.
always sunny. What's up with that?
Just the way you face the mountains, facing the sun all day, ski in the sun. Black Mountain.
You know what? The other interesting thing too that I was reading was they talk about. This doesn't seem to be the page exactly that I was on, but they talked a lot about this, like the Boston Globe would write articles because Black Mountain is one of the original. Obviously, it's got the oldest overhead cable lift. It was one of the
Right.
oldest ski mountains, so it was a big tourist mountain back in the
Way back when.
early 1900s.
Well,
Early
you
days.
can tell that whole, like Calvin mentioned. So coming into Jackson, you go through a covered bridge, and then once you go to the other side of this covered bridge, it is like a little postcard Christmas town,
Yeah.
and it's
White
it's
Mountain
clearly
Puzzles is right there.
yeah, it's clearly been set up this way for a while. That it's a very touristy thing. It's one of those unique places that because
It's almost like Radiator Springs when you when you go in
well,
there.
but it's not like it's not busy still. Like
Yeah.
it's still busy because it's kept all that charm of being a quaint little ski town. But yeah, the place is still hopping when you drive through it. This past week over Christmas when we drove through, the place was nuts. You could barely make it down Main Street because cars were lining both sides. But yeah, anyway, so like Carter's saying, this kind of it all adds up that it's been this way for quite some time. That it's been a ski resort, old timey. You going through some more old timey pictures?
Yeah, I was just trying to find the pictures I was looking at. So, like I was saying, this is the shovel handle. This guy's actually, you can see him holding the shovel handle there.
Yep.
Look at that sweater.
So
Look at that whole getup, man.
I know this is. I'm assuming this was in 1987 is what that looks like it says.
Yeah, it
there.
must be.
Um,
And this guy is
he has-
clearly in a getup, like wearing a 1937 getup in the background.
Yeah, but his sweater is pretty neat there. So fuck, I can't remember what I was gonna say now. I was trying to get to something.
Right to the cusp.
What was I talking about?
I don't even know the shovel handle lift. I don't know where you're.
Oh,
taking
so it was in the Boston Globe.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
the thing that was interesting was they talked about the snow conditions, and even back then, like they wouldn't be like back then they wouldn't be open for Christmas because there'd be no snow and like the rain would melt it all. Just like what we have now, like they'd open for a few days, it would rain, melt, and they couldn't be open for Christmas. Or sometimes they would have a killer year and they'd have so much snow around Christmas, which can't remember the last time here we had snow around Christmas, but when we were younger, there was a few years where we did.
Yeah, it's always been hit or miss.
So I'm just so everybody like, oh, we don't get snow anymore. It doesn't
not
sound
like,
like
not like we used to.
it doesn't sound like they got snow then. Listening to this or reading
Well,
this.
I think you're right. I think it comes and goes, right? Like you can't, you never know. Like some years you get pounded. We've had that in our lifetime where there's feet and feet of snow and you're just getting pounded every day.
Yeah.
And then there's times like this year where it's just rainy.
Yeah, that one year I remember us three actually. We started driving up to, either black or wildcat, and we had to turn around because it was snowing too hard. We got it on Route 16, and we were like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this."
Yeah, I do remember that. It was dumping. Well, that's just the thing. I think a lot of the time when people, it's usually older people that are like, oh, we don't get snow like we used to. I think everybody has a childhood memory where the snowbanks are taller than your head, and it's crazy. You've never seen so much snow in your life, and that memory lives large in your mind. So you're thinking like, oh yeah, when I was growing up, we had tons of snow.
Yeah, when it's really just like 4 years.
Yeah, like
spaced
you had
out.
a couple big winters where you
It
remember
sticks
playing in the
more
snow.
in your mind than
Yeah.
a no snow year.
I just think it's always kind of
Are you climate change denying?
no.
Are you denying?
I'm saying in terms of just even locally here, in terms of our winters, people want to bitch and moan and say, oh, we don't get snow
Yeah.
like we used to. To Carter's point, you can look through the past. We have the past more than 100 years now in well-documented fashion. You can look through and see what's happened. And like Carter's saying, the ski areas didn't always have the snow. And now, because of snowmaking, they're open a lot more days than they ever used to be.
Yeah.
So when people want to complain and say, "Oh, we don't get the snow like we used to," I do think there's a level of you're just full of shit.
A little bit.
Like
a little bit.
you're not remembering things correctly.
I think there's quite possibly could be a trend of less snow. Like
I mean, maybe overall,
but not by much, not
Yeah.
by a huge amount.
I just have seen it in my own life where, we'll get dumped on, and
It
you'll have
comes and
you'll
goes.
have snowmageddon for a little while.
Where I
So-
think that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say this is a T-bar that would take you to the top, and again, it looks like something that's homemade. These are just trees that they like cut down and
Yeah, spackled together. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's always been a rugged sport. You have to be willing to. Isn't it like a Warren Miller quote? Be willing to risk life and limb.
Yeah. Warren Miller's got a lot of good quotes.
Yeah. This man set himself on fire. Look at him go. These daredevils. I don't know. I don't know any actual real Warren Miller quotes, but I can hear his voice in my head, his cadence.
that's how you used to get to the top of the mountain, was on that T-bar.
That's crazy.
Yeah, before they added the double lift.
That would kill your legs.
Savage in your arms.
That
Well, you don't. With a T-bar, you don't have to hold on with your arms.
I
that-
guess really, yeah. You can.
You could, if you're a snowboarder, especially.
Yeah.
that triple chair, the triple chair is where that T-bar used to be. That T-bar used to go up the triple chair
Wow,
path.
that's crazy. That makes sense though. Why there's such a nice trail under that triple chair? used to be the T-bar.
Yeah, I'd have to ride it again to see what I can't remember a nice trail under.
I just remember it being nice and wide and open, underneath that chair. I just figured it was because it was a newer chair and they cleared up all the trees before they put it in. But that makes sense that it used to have the T-bar there.
And then the platter pole was a T-bar also, and then it got changed to the platter pole.
Well, we're like spokespeople for Black Mountain now, trying to get the good word out.
Trying to spread the gospel.
Yeah, I mean they almost closed. We had a good scare there, but they're back and they're charging you $11 for a beer. So I think hopefully they'll stay open. hopefully they'll be able to keep the lights on.
I think. I mean, there's not many places more beloved than that.
Yeah,
Like everybody's got a story about. Like every other mountain's been bought out by now.
right. They lost all that charm.
You know-
Black's got all the charm.
Well, I saw also on their website or Instagram or something, they posted that they sell $10 lift tickets for foot traffic if you want to go to the bar. That's what it sounded like anyway.
Oh, really?
$10 you can ride the lift up to that bar and
And then what do you do?
just hang out.
You must take the lift back down or what?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably
you
the
take the
triple
lift
chair,
down.
right?
But I'll just put this on the screen one more time here, just because it's. I mean, when you're sitting here and
The chairlift
wish-
goes right over your head.
Yeah, I
That
wish
just
I.
makes my tummy warm.
I wish
Looking
I.
at that
Yeah, I wish I got a better video of it.
makes me gotta poop a little.
I mean, where else? There's no mountain around here where you can sit like that, where the lift
And,
just goes
and
right
the
over
other
your
the
head.
other thing is, so again, you're facing the sun the whole day. The entire time the mountain's open, you're in the sun. But also, you're in the White Mountains, but you're not at an incredible high elevation.
Yeah.
So you're not getting this horrible mountain wind
Yeah.
whipping.
The wildcat wind.
Yeah, that wildcat wind stays the hell away.
And
you know?
I mean, where that cabin is there, it's kind of protected.
Yeah, you're in a little notch, a little
Yeah.
bowl there.
But it was the day we were there. It was just a
Beautiful
really
day.
beautiful day. I mean, I don't know that you can do anything much cooler than that. I mean, it was pretty. It was a pretty good vibe there, I would say.
Strong
time.
vibe. Strong
Yeah.
vibe.
Just
You know what I
hanging out.
did notice though? So nobody was at the cabin at all. There was like one child, like a kid, sitting by the fire, right? And then me, Carter, and Tanner pull up to the cabin. We each got our drink, and then we come outside and sit at a picnic table. Within minutes of us sitting at this picnic
got the
table,
crowd?
yeah, well, because everybody's riding up on the lift past you, and I guarantee that's all it was we started advertising.
Oh,
and
that
then-
looks fun.
Yeah, then everybody came and sat to the point where when we were getting up to leave, there was a guy sitting on the steps waiting for our table.
Oh my god.
That's how hopping it got.
Started the
But
trend.
yeah, we got the party started as usual. We
Yeah.
showed them how to do it. Some people don't know. Some people, they chicken out. You know what else happened though? While we were there with Tanner, we definitely didn't talk about this on the podcast. More I'm thinking about it, did we talk about this at all?
I don't
Skiing
even
with
know if
Tanner.
that we even talked about skiing. We talked about Curtis's house
We're
last time.
we're sitting at the pub and we're sitting at the picnic table outside, and this kid comes up to me and he looked pretty young. He looked like 14, maybe 15.
Younger guy.
Tons of acne, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey man, if I give you like $20 or something, you think you could go in and buy me and my friend a Coors Light,
Yeah, two Coors
two
Lights.
Coors Lights?"
$20 if you get me 2 Coors Lights.
That's not gonna cover the beers.
That's I know. And I just said I don't know, man. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'll get my card cut for that shit. And I said it takes balls to ask though. And but
Should have spit in your cup. Here, have this.
yeah, that would have been funny. But no, I couldn't believe it. The balls on this kid to just come
That's
up and
kinda
ask.
funny,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was pretty funny. Tanner goes, I can't remember the last time somebody asked me to buy him beer.
Kind of a special moment.
Well, it just clearly there was a certain vibe, and this kid thought, oh,
This guy's cool.
this guy's cool, but he was denied.
Denied
Get out of my face.
by a climate change denier.
That's right.
You think it's warm in here, pal?
Hey, I'll get you a drink when the oceans rise, huh? How about that? Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Get real.
Get real. Get out of town. Hey, what do you got? A new pair of pants?
Mr. Balloon Hands.
Oh man. Yeah. No. Anyway, it was just
That's pretty funny.
It was wicked funny. We also got hassled when we were trying to park with Tanner too. They made us park, and the parking attendant comes running out.
Hey,
I'm
no.
gonna need you to move.
Well, that was
Yeah.
the best part. You could always park right against the snow there.
When-
we
when I-
weren't there quite early enough to park.
we
where
had
wanted, I
missed the
think.
good spots by the snowbank.
Yeah.
But then they after I had parked, there were people parked parallel there. I don't know if you saw those trucks
Yeah,
parked
yeah,
parallel
yeah.
there.
Why couldn't he have told us? Say, hey, just park parallel there for me.
Yeah, I mean, next time
Just do it.
Maybe I will just park parallel there because I didn't know it was kind of fucked up where I
Yeah,
parked
yeah.
there.
You were sticking out.
It was a problem, but also at the same time, like, why do you have to have a parking attendant out there telling people how to park? I understand.
Well,
it's a small parking
That's
lot.
a- yeah.
I understand it needing the parking
yeah.
attendant.
I mean, bring the parking attendant on here. He'll read me out.
Yeah.
He'll yell at
Yeah,
you.
well, that's the thing. Generally, I try and give some respect to the parking attendants because I've done it. Not at a ski area, but specifically.
I've done it with you.
Yeah,
and
for
you
the
yelled
fireworks. Yeah, yeah. We have to. We do a big fireworks celebration, and me and Calvin are the guys that park all the cars for the fireworks in town.
at me.
And
We made this car, dude, like 2 360s.
Oh my God,
in the grass.
Calvin did. Okay, this guy was gonna back up to the fence like he was supposed to, and I don't know what you told him, but yeah, the guy did like 360s, like 100-point turn in the grass,
And everybody's piling up.
everyone's
waiting to
piling up
park.
behind him. What was going through your mind? What'd you tell this guy?
I
Because
forget what actually happened.
he was
but
backing in like he was supposed to.
I thought I
and
did
then
what he was. Yeah, he was doing what I thought was right initially, and then Caleb was like, "No, get him to do this, get him to." And I don't even know really.
all I
don't
said was
remember
back him up to the
the
fence
specifics.
specifically.
But-
And he had backed up, and then I look over, and he's turning around, and that's when I freaked out because he had backed in and parked.
Caleb
and
halted
then-
the whole operation.
Yeah,
The parking
Pass
pass guy
CEO.
was he was the main head guy for Black Mountain right now. He's like
Yeah.
the
Oh,
guy
for
in
real?
charge. Yeah.
yeah, he's busting his hump trying to get the place
Yeah.
up and running.
You know
Well,
what? The
takes-
other cool
takes-
thing
takes
too
an army.
that we haven't talked about yet that helped out too was the music they had playing at the
Oh,
bottom
yeah,
there.
yeah.
You can hear it like half,
The whole way, like
almost the
All
whole
the way
way
up
up
the mountain?
Well,
Yeah.
You get up to the. You
the
can hear it.
lodge on the mountain had its own music playing, so you
Yeah.
could hear that music. But up until you got to the competing music, you could hear
What they have on they have-
classic rock. They were
Oh.
ripping classic rock.
nice
Yeah.
Steely Dan.
on Sirius XM classic vinyl.
Somebody
I don't
was
know,
playing it on their
27.
phone because
Yeah,
a
and then-
Creed song came on and they skipped it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
That's probably smart. No ads.
I don't know. I was into it. I was about to take my shirt off.
No, I mean it's smart to play off your phone.
Oh.
Creed totally goes at the ski area.
Yeah, I was going hard, and they took it off.
Damn. Do they still have the horses down by the lodge?
You know where we did see the horses was in town.
Oh, really?
I didn't see them. I didn't pay attention by the lodge, but
had 'em out in a
they do
booth?
a carriage ride through town at Christmas time, sleigh bells and shit. Bunch of people in their friggin' coats and their scarves that they want to look like they've been outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, they get the horses and carriage, and you know, like I was saying, it is a little postcard of a Christmas town, so it would be fun to go on a little sleigh
Postage
ride.
stamp of a postcard.
A little postage note of a friggin' stamplet.
Stamplet. Hey, look the back of that. See how you feel.
What is that? Is that glue or is that a horse? What is it?
That glue's got cellophane.
It's asbestos. Oh boy.
Yeah, I gotta go. I have been getting pissed off because you do all this work at the ski area and then you never get to ski.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, everybody, you got to pick your poison. You know, and you and Ryder at the ski area, you guys did not. In my opinion, you just picked
No.
the wrong
yeah,
jobs.
we did it wrong. You did it right. Well, here's the thing: we picked the right jobs if it was 2005,
What do you mean?
because if it was 2005 and nobody cared about liability or
Oh, okay. Oh, so you could have
we
been
could have just been
riding on
skiing
the
all
job,
day.
right?
and
Right.
nobody would care.
But
and
now
it's
you're
a
not
big
allowed to
deal.
ski on
But
the clock.
In 2024, yeah, you have to clock out to ski, and even though you're literally taking a nap during the day, you're not allowed to go out and ski
Unless you clocked out,
unless you clocked out.
which is kind of reasonable.
well, yeah, but I mean, yeah,
Yeah, what kind of boneheads? You guys, we want to go ski, so we're going to get a job during the day when the mountain's open, so we have to work all day and we don't get to ski.
yeah.
You know, you
It's
know what
kind
I
of a
did?
bummer.
I skied all day, and when I said, "Oh, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of skiing for today," I walked in the lodge, I changed my boots, and I punched the clock. Boop boop boop. And I said, "All right, time to start getting paid." And then my shift started.
Yeah.
Then I went to work. You know, that's
Then I would do work.
that's a way to do it right
Yeah.
there.
It's true,
But
and I feel bad. But then you get made fun of.
by who? What kind of bums are out there making? You know, I'm sure people maybe were making fun of me, but
Not for
ultimately,
real, just-
ultimately, I ended up being friends with all these people that
Yeah.
supposedly would make fun of the facilities crew. Oh, you don't want to be like the guys at facilities. You know, you'd hear shit like that, and you know, whatever. So what? Some of it's true, but facilities is a good time. We had a good time in facilities.
Yeah.
You know, nobody was. Everybody was just there to laugh and bust your balls, and
Nobody's
it,
there to work.
No, of course not. Fuck that. No. The problem is, we were a bunch of salt of the earth, working men, just being taken advantage of and hassled by the man. Oh, the bathroom smells bad. Oh,
The
toilet's clogged. Oh, the trash. Like.
Why does the drain smell like that?
It's called piss, Shannon. It's called piss. And it got on the floor. Now it smells like piss in here.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It just people would give you a hard time or whatever, but
It was really the perfect spot.
It was the perfect spot
for skiing.
I had it made, and the thing that was funny too, like all the older guys that had worked there for a long time, you'd come in and you'd talk to them, and they'd be like, "Oh, every day I went skiing." So it wasn't like, "Oh, did you ski today?" They'd ask what I skied, right?
Yeah, where'd you go today?
Yeah, what'd you hit? Where was the snow good? What was the honey hole today? Whatever. And they'd always tell you like the secret spot, or like, "Oh, you know what you really got to do," and then, "Oh, yeah, let me tell you about this one. This is how you do that." You'd always get the little insider tip, and then you'd have to go out and try and replicate whatever it is
What they were trying to
whatever their crazy story from 20 years ago was. You'd get this story, and you'd have to go and try and make a current day amalgamation of it, so you could come back and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I know exactly.
Right in that corner.
Yeah, that rock.
Snow
No,
gets pinned in that crack right
and
there."
the funny part is today the rock's almost completely covered by the tree roots.
But back then, man.
Back then, it was just straight up granite, and sparks were flying.
Yeah.
There's the stories you get. But I mean, we did some pretty good jarring about the ski industry today. This was a real ski heavy show.
A lot of ski.
But it's just because it's it's on top of mind here for us.
We're coming into the height of the season.
The height of the season, and
January, February, March.
We were talking via group chat, you, me, and Ryder, about Reggae Fest.
Reggae Fest
at Sugarloaf.
Reggae down.
I think it's a
mess
go. I think
around.
we do it. I think we try and book up a place to stay.
But is it a weekend?
Yeah, so it's
It's like spring.
April 9th, I think, maybe through it's like a whole weekend,
End of
like Friday
season.
through Sunday. But it's like the
Sugarloaf
weekend
is
of the
cool.
10th. Sugarloaf is really cool. Reggae Fest is like their last big hurrah. They do a pond skim like the following weekend after Reggae Fest, but Reggae Fest is like their big hurrah.
Their big moment.
It's legendary here on the East Coast. We've never been. Heard legend for many a year, but we've never been. And Ryder said him and some of the Sugar Bush homies were making a plan to go from the bush to the loaf, and we said, hey, why not come up and meet them up there?
That's a long ride for them.
Yeah.
It is, but
It's a long ride for us.
well, it's a long ride for anybody. But what I was going to say about one of these guys, Casey, that Ryder said might be coming to Sugarloaf, he's a Maine guy anyway.
Yeah.
He does whitewater rafting up in Maine, so he's that's kind of his stomping
He's a
ground.
Mainer through and through.
Yeah, he wears a Sea Dogs hat in the middle of winter. This guy's the real deal.
He's a real deal. Got his teeth knocked out when he was young. Had him fixed. He's the real deal.
He's the real deal, the real article. But
He learned to ski at Titcombe. That's somewhere I want to check out just because he's talked about it so much.
yeah,
Titcombe Mountain.
yeah, I've never been there. This is in
Yeah,
Maine?
Titcombe. Yeah. I don't know where exactly, but
It's only it's 4 hours, 4.5 hours.
Sugarloaf?
From Sugar Bush to Sugarloaf.
Oh, so it's about the same.
Yeah, it's about the same distance for us.
Yeah.
Not crazy different.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, we'll have to stop and see Aunt Amy on the way.
yeah, we totally
She's,
could.
right up that way.
Yeah, she is. We could also try and go to the Origin Boot Factory if we're
Yeah,
up there
that'd be
too. Go check that out. See what they got. Might buy a pair of their jeans. Who knows? I don't know if they
The
make the
Origin
jeans there, but they make the boots.
Yeah.
Origin Maine made.
What'd you say the mountain was?
Titcombe.
Titcombe?
I think it's Titcome, maybe, or maybe with a B, like Titcombe.
Yeah, it's in Farmington.
I think I can help with the Pam dilemma. Farmington. So again, shout
There's
out
two
on
M's.
Amy, Titcombe Mountain. Calvin's buddy Casey. This I guess was his home mountain. Little old place. Little Java.
Yeah. Apparently, he
I think I
speaks very
saw a
highly of
YouTube
it.
video on this place. I think it's like it is like a community spot. It's like community run almost. If it's the place,
Looks like
I just watched a video with mom and dad the other day of a place like this.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty legit. Let's see, grassroots, what everybody loves about skiing.
Yeah.
Some people like
Homegrown.
skiing, some people like the idea of skiing, and then some people love skiing, and this is where you'll find them, places like that.
And I like the part I like in skiing. You can get lost in what I like to call the resort culture, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
bougie money culture.
The
Right.
the saunas, the hot tubs, the massages.
Yeah, you can really get lost in that, and then it makes the whole apparatus more expensive. Everything from the lift ticket to your lunch is going to
the condos. The
yeah, they'll
friggin-
price you off the mountain, and I'm not down for that. I like the idea of like, hey, let's I think you should more or less, if you're a kid, be able to just go for free,
Yeah.
right?
If
Like-
you bought the equipment, like you got to pay for rentals probably.
Yeah.
But even that, they should have special days, like demo days, where you can go rent skis for free.
or something.
But
I don't know. I think for kids,
You don't know the ins and outs.
the kids, you basically just want to I'm not
Let 'em
saying
learn, 'cause
I don't
they'll
even
become your
care about
customers
I
in
don't
the
care
future.
about having a lodge. I don't care about having a rental shop. I don't care about having any of that. I just care about having the hill, and I'll go around to garage sales. I'll round up the gear.
Yeah.
Come on down to the bed of my truck, and I'll hook you up with all the ski equipment you're gonna need. We'll get you on the hill. But that's the idea of skiing that I like better, is this more communal aspect of like, let's get outside and have fun.
Yeah. in the
As
snow.
it's not about the money and
The glamour.
the glamour and the glitz, like that. Again, that's what's cool about Abenaki, is it's this like bitch of a rope toe. Like it kind
She's
of
an old
is.
salty dog.
Yeah, but that's
speaking
part
of
of what's
old,
cool about it. It keeps away, if you're not into it, it's gonna keep a lot of people away. You have
Yeah.
to want it to get out there and fight with that thing.
Yeah. Battle with it.
Yeah.
What powers the rope tow at Abenaki? What
It's
runs
Dude,
it?
diesel.
no, it's gas.
Oh, it's gas. This was
gas.
a
Is
dilemma.
it actually
actually.
gasoline?
Yeah, they run. I don't know how much it burns, but they start the day with 2 5-gallon
Cans.
cans, and then I think
Ethanol free, or
They, that I don't know. But yeah, we fill up there's a gas tank in the back of our plow truck, and we go fill it up at the town barn, and it's probably like 80-gallon. I don't know how many, like an 80-gallon tank. And,
it's not real efficient. Let's be honest.
They go through probably one of those in a week. 80 gallon.
80 gallons a week, you're saying?
Yeah, I mean I haven't personally been refilling the
lift
I did
tank?
hear they were looking into
after
making
one
it-
weekend of operation. The tank was like after like 4 days, the tank was half.
Okay, well, that's
So-
not bad.
But we also filled it up our gator, so I don't know. But it is an old gas engine.
I did
There's
hear
a huge exhaust on the side of the building.
that they were talking to changing it to coal powered,
Steam power.
steam powered locomotive.
They're actually they're I don't know. They've been talking about trying to go electric, but that's
Pipe dream.
what kind of pipe dream, yeah.
Yeah. And just in terms of long term
at that
maintenance,
point,
you're
what do
not gonna be able to get the longevity you want for the amount of money it's gonna cost
Yeah.
to go electric. You're
How
not gonna
old
get
is
the
the engine
longevity.
that's in there?
Hundreds of years old.
Is it a
No,
version?
they recently replaced the engine. I don't know when, but fairly recently.
I mean, I'd like to go. I'd like to see it because
You'll
it's
have
gotta
to
be.
just come there sometime, even just to go skiing. You can get a good look at the building if you just go up there to go
Yeah.
skiing.
Well, I saw the building there when we were riding bikes, but I'd like to see what the engine, because it's got to be just like homemade. Like the whole.
It
setup
certainly
there.
looks homemade when you see this rope
I just
cutting through the snow.
I don't know how they
No, it
how
is
they would have replaced the engine.
100%
Like, I'd like to see
homemade.
what they did to
They
replace
use
it.
They got the Honda
they use
Predator.
old model A rims for the guide wheels. The
Well,
That's
shivs.
crazy.
That's what I'm curious about. Like I went and looked at that rope tow that was over by mom and dad's house up in the woods, and the engine's still sitting there, but obviously you never get it running the way it is. You'd have to replace it, but I'd be
Yeah.
curious to see what they did to replace it.
Yeah,
how
I
that
actually
drives
haven't.
and stuff.
Still haven't even been in the lift shack yet. But soon enough, I'll be doing that.
They got other people to run the lifts during the day.
They got a good force. They got people that have been there forever. A lot of people that are really dedicated. Part-time help. A lot of ski patrollers. That's one thing. That's one big thing. It's the patrolling aspect.
Mary was over there tonight working on her, using the, what do you call it, the sled?
Damn, I should have done that because I should have been there for that.
Do a little training.
I was supposed to get trained up again to be patrol, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Were you, at one point you were certified?
I was certified, yeah. I never actually did it. Because even when you get certified, I think you have to still
Have a certain amount of hours or something.
You have to at least shadow somebody, and
Yeah.
then they'll let you loose.
Yeah, I mean, if you can hold on to that certification, I think it's something you should try and do. But if you lose it, you lose it. You can always go back and get it. But
It's
You-
kind of a bummer.
you're-
There was something going on. I talked to the guy, and
I didn't even realize this was something you had ever had.
yeah,
Like,
no,
did
it
you have to
was-
watch the videos of people getting their legs broke and stuff? Or
No, we
They
didn't
make
watch
you do
any.
that?
We didn't watch any videos.
I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know what you have to do. I just
No,
I just
it's
know
not-
like I think of
That's EMT.
I knew.
I
Oh
think.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I knew
Yeah.
a bunch of people that did like EMT.
It's
classes
definitely not
and-
as serious as EMT.
Okay.
But it's because it's everything. It's OEC,
Mhm.
and EMT does like all the stuff for people in any situation, like a house fire, a
everything, car
overdose,
accident,
yeah.
everything.
And OEC is literally just injuries that could happen on a ski area,
Okay.
which is or like any outdoor environment. But it's basically just
Sprained ankle.
getting them into safety and patched up enough to go ride an ambulance.
Yeah.
So
Mary said I should be able to go see the engine. I just have to talk to the right person.
yeah,
So
I mean, if you want to work there, it's not it probably wouldn't be a problem.
no, I'm not looking for a job, but I just like to see what it.
I
what's
did
going
tell
on.
Calvin I would come help him work on the terrain park when if you ever get to build
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, we're
Um,
looking at maybe next week if we can make enough snow over the weekend, but probably the week after that. They're supposed to be starting the freestyle team on like the 6th of January, and
Boy.
we gotta have at least a couple things in by then.
That's a week away, brother.
Yeah, I know it. But the problem is we just lost all the freaking snow.
I know.
That's all
Well, we
gone.
could get out there and put a box in or something. You don't need a lot of snow for that,
I mean,
right?
we could, but the problem is we just have to take it right back out because the plan is to make snow on the main slope,
Yeah.
and
Have
we
a
can't-
dedicated
I
area.
mean, we could make snow on top of it, but then once we could just take
Yeah,
it
no,
out.
you don't want to do that. Yeah. Well, I hope it's not too long before we get see some action over there.
Yeah, well, after this week, it should be cold indefinitely for the rest of the winter. So
Yeah.
hopefully,
This I just wanted to go back to
Titcombe.
Tickcombe for a minute, just because I thought it was pretty interesting the way the
it
mountain
looks super cool.
They only had this is a size of king pine. It's only got 350 of vertical elevation, but look at how many black diamonds there are. That's like this whole
no,
side of the
it
mountain.
looks like it's a lot of
There's
fun.
only a couple of green trails that if this was in your backyard, I mean, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows what those black diamonds are actually like, but
I bet they're fun though. It's like the backside of King Pine. It's
probably steep and
short,
short.
but it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I do love.
I mean,
love
just
that,
look at the
you know?
elevation, the topo lines there.
Yeah.
I'm not well versed in reading the topographical lines, but
Well, you see how close together they are. That indicates it's steeper.
Yeah.
If they're further apart, it's not as steep. If they're closer together, that means it's steep.
I guess I can see there. It's steep, kind of steep right here. Like right here, it's not very steep coming down. This is pretty shallow all the way through here. I guess.
But
I can see
then
that,
Little
but
Jumper as a black diamond. That's probably just because it's narrow.
where's little? Which one's little?
Little
Jumper?
right next to the lift, the upper lift.
Oh
there.
yeah. I bet that's like a race trail. You know, it's
Ungroomed.
just one. Oh, it could be. I thought
be
maybe
ungroomed.
I was thinking maybe it's just like one really steep pitch, like something you do set up slalom on.
Yeah, it could be.
FIS.
Anyway,
But yeah, I mean, it's been real, guys. I'm glad we got Calvin here. That's what I would say. This is the stuff me and Carter have been waiting to get out of you for a while
Well,
now.
yeah,
We've
I'm
been
glad,
chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
We wanted to hear about this shit. So
Yeah. It's
what
It's one of
what can we do to entice you to be here?
well, I want to be here. It's just other things.
I know you've been making snow.
it's hard. It's hard when you're at work. Well, we just, so we're past 20 episodes here, and I'm serious. I don't think they don't really count till we get to 100. Okay, this is all.
Yeah, I don't want that that electrical box story to blow up.
Hey, you never
Don't
know.
put that on TikTok.
Yeah, that could be the story.
I'm
that,
sure a lot worse things have happened.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
That doesn't sound like that bad.
that doesn't sound that bad at all. But anyway, all I was trying to say is we've got plenty of time here. We're getting somewhere. The episodes are adding up. We're past 20. We're a quarter of the way there.
I was really surprised at how naturally and smooth Carter started off with the.
With the
What were you singing? You were singing.
Oh
baby.
Right?
no, you were at the 3 a.m. song.
3 a.m. I must be lonely. But yeah, anyway, so we're getting through it here. We're trying to by the time we get to episode 100, I want it to be a nice marketable product, right? Clean, cut, people will know what to expect from episode to episode. We're not quite there yet. You don't really know who's going to be here. You don't know what we're going to talk about. We're finding our feet, but to you, what would make it something you would be more ravenous to be involved
Ravenous?
in? Yeah.
I don't know.
What's going to get you chomping at the bit?
I don't know.
Anything? Well,
Anything.
I don't know. We were talking about it.
What
Like,
really gets your
generally-
gets your gallbladder fired up?
For me, I would like to. I want to find more people that are interested in the idea of being funny, right? Like, I want to have people on that I know are people that are gonna be into the bit and tell a story. and is it a little bit dramatized? Is it all 100% true? It's going to be a little bit more of a story, but more entertaining and funny. That's more the lane I personally, just because that's what I like to listen to.
Yeah.
That's why I like Theo Vaughn, because he is it reality what he's saying, or is it a
Probably
joke?
not.
It doesn't matter to me. It
Yeah,
could be
it's just
fake. It
funny.
could be reality. I don't care. Yeah,
I agree.
It's funny and entertaining. That's the lane I want to try and get in, but it's difficult to get into. Serious interviews, I don't really like. If it's somebody that we find interesting, like, I would interview them. But like the idea, like, we're just gonna have guests, like a radio show gets interested in going that way. I'm not really interested in being real serious. A lot of people, people, it's very tempting to want to just, hit the hard issues and, tell people what for. And, but
What do you think about these drones?
yeah, these drones flying around, man. I mean, that's more in our wheelhouse, right? That's
That could
although
be
that
funny.
is a
That could
current
be
topic. Yeah, but
You think that's more funny?
I think so. I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's probably funny,
I
but
think that's alien.
there's a
That's why it's funny.
there's a lower, like, there's a chance that it's scary. But
Yeah.
I think
That's
most likely
I
it's
feel
funny.
like I think the drones are a more serious topic. I think.
Well, that's what I was going at. With it is kind of a serious topic right now.
yeah.
But I do think it's funny because most likely Amazon has been talking about
Delivery drones.
delivery drones for years, and they've never actually really
Carter
been
thinks
used.
they're looking for a lost nuke. These are government drones, and they're
That's
Looking for a
the
lost nuke.
That's a conspiracy theory that they. That
How
the,
do they lose it?
I don't know. It was in a shipping container and it was coming back to the United States, and the shipping container showed up all busted up, and
What is this,
the nuke
Super
was
8?
missing.
Or Super 8?
That's what happened. That's why
Well,
people,
I mean, it
That's why
wouldn't be in
people
the
think it was a
United
nuke.
States if that was the case, right?
I have no freaking idea. This
yeah.
whole
I mean,
thing
that's
is, you know, I just haven't. It hasn't even been on my TikTok feed, so it's hard for me
hasn't
to
even
care
showed
about
up.
it.
Well, they're trying to keep it under wraps.
yeah.
I saw a drone the other day
Oh yeah.
surveying a plaza in Wolfboro.
What they said though was that what some people have said about the drones looking for the nukes theory is that it doesn't make any sense because the nuke is not going to put off enough radiation to be able to be detected by a drone because it's so well shielded.
Well, we don't know because these drones are high tech. Also, I just heard a story. Mom just told
Drones
me.
are freaking high tech.
Mom just told me this guy put an Apple AirTag in his toolbox. So when his toolbox got stolen, he tracked it down and got all his tools back. You're telling me the fucking government didn't put an Apple AirTag on their fucking nuclear missile? Come on.
Yeah.
They can track that thing down in an instant.
That is a pretty good point right there. I mean, that's
Call Mark
if
Zuckerberg and get him out there.
I mean, that's not something that
Zucker
crossed my mind, but if they don't have an AirTag on it, they would be kind of stupid.
That's what,
I mean-
well, that's what I mean. Like this whole idea. Oh, we're searching for a nuke
Yeah,
in the
that's a little
backyard
wild.
of some guy's yard in Kentucky. Like
It is weird that these videos only seem to be of drones at night.
Well, that's the other thing. That's the thing about the drones is there's no reason to fly the drones at night because they can't see anything like any normal
Well,
drones.
unless they have infrared.
Yeah, but what are they looking for?
With infrared?
well,
There's nothing-
First of all, these
have you guys-
drones,
but have you heard
these
about Pokemon
drones have
Go?
so many sensors.
Have you been-
They have
Yeah.
so many sensors. They don't need eyes or light.
As
They have
far-
so many sensors. They can see whatever the fuck they want to see. They can
Yeah.
see through walls and shit
They can
because
see
they
the
have
ground.
but as-
X-ray and fucking lidar and
As
You
they've
can
got
see
it
the
all.
shit inside you.
As far as it being a foreign drone, though, there's no reason they'd be better off flying during the day. That way, they can take pictures,
What?
If it was a foreign object, like
like from a different
A
country.
Chinese
If
drone.
they
If
were-
it was in the
essentially.
middle
If it
of
was-
the
if
day,
they were red-
we would just see it and we'd
But
throw
if it was a
rocks
if
at
they
Chinese
it.
were
drone-
red dawning us, they'd be.
they wouldn't have lights, like blinking red and green lights on
Yeah,
them.
that too.
I mean, that's kind of dumb
It's
for
just
China.
they're
I don't know.
Good one, guys.
100%.
Put the Christmas lights on the drone.
There's two problems. One is that there are real like people are flying their DJI quadcopters around, and people are reporting those as drones.
Yeah.
But it somewhere in the mix, I think there's UFOs.
You
flying
you
around.
remember that video where Casey
think it's
Neistat
UFO?
gets
Yeah.
flown around by a drone?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, that was
mean,
like 10 years ago.
There was this guy that was trying to market that as a product, like consumer product.
Yeah, I'll just. I was listening to a UFO podcast. I'll pull up on the pictures in a second here. With the,
Well, you know, UFOs definitely pique my interest. You know, always. But I don't know. I don't know if that's. I think something like the Amazon delivery is much more makes sense for a bigger drone. Like if these are really big drones, you know what I'm saying?
I think this
And
is all
flying at night is important.
misdirection. I don't
Would
know
be
what's
important
going
for that.
on. I think it could be anything. This is like the crash landing in Roswell all over again.
It's a misdirect.
It's just the whole thing's a red herring.
Yeah,
Um,
it probably is.
it's look over here. Meanwhile, what's Diddy doing over here?
Right.
Is he out of jail again? Who knows?
They let him loose.
The juice is loose.
They cut him loose.
Hey,
Is he
speaking of
dead,
that,
though?
speaking, you know who is dead? Guys, hey, moment of silence. Hey, real quick, guys, this is
Okay,
serious.
that's kind of fucked up. But that could be something floating in the water, and it's just the reflection off the
All
water.
right, are you gonna pull up
You know
this
what I'm
video?
saying?
no, this isn't a video.
That's
it's
a
just
rock in the
picture.
water.
Just a photo.
Yeah.
You
No,
see what I'm-
that's in the sky. See the plane behind it?
that is
That
the
looks
rock
like an
in the
island.
water
Now-
with the reflection of the rock off the water. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Calvin.
And that's a dragonfly.
This is a fence. There's a fence right here. So that's a fence, and that's looking out at the.
When and what? Why is this photo relevant?
I just want to show you a picture of a confirmed picture of a real UFO.
When is this picture from? Who confirmed it? What the fuck are you telling me?
I think it was from the 90s.
Oh my god,
Okay,
this
so-
could be anything.
It looks like a rock in the water. I'm gonna keep hammering. I mean, that looks like a plane behind it, but
So
I'm not buying it.
I'm
I'm not buying it.
not drinking the Kool-Aid on that one.
yeah,
But I mean, that's a confirmed pic. What? Where do you get that story?
Who confirmed that? Who has the right to confirm that? Are they
So-
an alien? Unless it's an alien, don't tell me it's confirmed.
It was
the
Ocnorb.
nice, the interesting thing is it's not a United States thing. This isn't from the United States. So this is 1990 in Scotland. There was two hikers that were hiking up,
Okay.
and they saw that UFO, and they took pictures of it, and they called the newspaper and said, "Hey, we got a picture of a UFO here," and they sent the pictures into the newspaper to do a story on, and these so the newspaper started doing the story on it because it was UFOs and these guys had pictures of it, and the newspaper called the whatever the equivalent is of the Scotland Air Force and said, "Hey, you got any comments on this?" And they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And they came in and they took all the pictures and
Confiscated them.
yeah, they told them not to
Don't
not-
publish.
yeah, don't do a story on it. So then the guy that was writing the story back in the 90s, he saved one of the pictures. And that's
That's pretty sick. I mean, that's a good story, especially because anything that doesn't happen in the U.S. is definitely more credible. I think.
the interesting
Slightly.
the guy that I was listening to, James Fox, he just did another alien movie, like he does alien movies, and he
You might be an alien.
If your name is Ocnorb,
he just did another alien movie, and I don't know that this was featured in it, but he was the one who got the picture. What happened was he heard the story of the hikers that got it, and so he then went to the newspaper and was like, "Hey, do you still have these pictures?" And he got the name of the guy who did the story, and went to the guy's house and said, "Hey, do you have the picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, I do," and brought the picture out. And
so these guys, it was never anything like. Nobody was trying to get famous from it or anything like that. Like this guy, like seeked it out.
yeah,
Well, you know,
that it was that
still
'cause
looks like
that
a rock
picture-
in the water.
I'll
But
tell you, that picture didn't come out until just this news story of this picture was from 2022.
oh wow,
So
damn. You know, I mean,
anyway,
anyway, drones and such. I did
Drones
see
and
it.
such.
I actually saw a drone pretty close to your house the other night. Driving around the corner, up, coming down the hill there, you could see it past, towards Route 16.
yeah,
Pretty-
I haven't seen any yet myself, but there was a couple. I'll just tell you, there's two other I'll give you three other interesting stories that I heard on the this UFO podcast. One was a UFO crash landed somewhere, and it was so big that they had to build a building around it to hide it.
Oh wow.
That's apparently somewhere, nobody knows where, but the stories out there, that's up for debate. Two, there was a UFO. I think I can't remember where he said it was, but the aliens just came down. They landed the UFO, got out, left the keys in it, and, and split. So somewhere they they just dropped off a UFO so that we could have it.
Oh my God.
And the third story is this military base in Arizona. These guys were going out, just running their routes, doing a normal whatever training exercise, and they were running a convoy through the desert. And it was early morning, so it was dark out, and they see this guy like stumbling through the desert, and they pull up to him because it looked like his plane or ship or whatever had crashed, and they pull up to him, and this guy, I guess he must have looked very similar to us.
Somewhat human.
He looked somewhat human, but they got up to him, and one of the guys got out and was like, "Are you okay?" And some guy in the car was looking at him and started screaming, "He's got no fucking ears! He's got no fucking ears!" And the guy started like communicating with him telepathically, asking him if they had some kind of metal.
What?
And the guy that was talking to him thought he was cold because he had this blue tint to him, so he gave him his jacket.
Yeah, this blue tint.
And so this guy,
no ears.
So the alien was communicating with them telepathically, asking if they had this metal. It was kind of like, I can't remember what they called it. It was kind of like titanium, but it wasn't titanium.
Vibranium.
And they told the alien no, and he walked back to his ship, got in, and left.
What?
That was in Arizona.
That's kind of a wild one. That's a wild card.
Yeah.
Can you do something for me, Carter?
What?
Scratch your beard in the mic again. Wow. Wow.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I just, it caught my ear. I said, wow, it's kind of a nice sound.
Oh my God. That's all. Do you listen to ASMR shit?
No, I don't, but.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. What do you roast out?
I just thought that was
What are you,
really,
spooked?
I was uncomfortable to be in the room for that. I thought maybe I was going to have to leave. I didn't know what was going to follow. What do you want him to scratch next? His ball sack? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Wow.
Anyway, I got my alien rant out of the way.
Got your aliens in for the night.
Yeah. I still got half the podcast left, so.
That's that,
Just about aliens.
Yeah.
was that recent?
Yeah.
'Cause I will listen to that.
James Fox is the guy's name.
James Fox.
Yeah.
I do like the aliens. I like the extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
I
like the
I
Cowboys.
get sick of it. I come and go with it, but right now I'm just kind of, I get
He's
so
over
pissed
it.
off because every time you think they're going to tell you something and then they don't, and you get
Yeah.
burned so many times that right now I'm just like, I can't right now. I can't.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm done.
Well, the guy James Fox says he thinks we're right on the edge of
Yeah,
Because-
of course he would.
because they hadn't talked about UFOs for 50 years or whatever.
Are
in
you
the
edging?
past- they've talked about it 3 times in the past 3 years. They've had congressional hearings on
Yeah.
it. So he
What
said
are they going to reveal?
he says the genie's is coming out of the bottle and it's coming out one way or the other.
I mean, it does seem like a lot of shit is boiling up right now.
The thing that
It's reached a boiling
AI, boiling
point.
point.
AI's coming out.
Aliens, boiling point. Bigfoot, he's pissed.
you know what? The only thing that pisses me off about it is you hear all these guys talking about all the pictures and all the information, but there's not a place that you can go to find it. You would never know that that's a real picture of a UFO except for all the
Except for take some Scottish guy's word for it.
listen.
It's
wears a
real,
fucking
I
kilt half
swear.
the year.
There are guys that's what they've dedicated their life to is researching UFOs, and I understand that this guy is making money putting out these UFO documentaries, so he's trying to hype up the UFO thing to make his UFO documentary. But I don't know. There's, like I said, there are certain guys that are into it and they dedicate their life to it, and when they say something is fact, that's the best you can get.
That's literally the best you can get, except for seeing it with your own eyes.
Yeah. So
Unfortunately, in this case, that's what it's going to take for me. I'm going to have to see some hard evidence with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah.
I'm
mean,
not going to take somebody's
Honestly,
word
that's
for
all.
it.
That's what you can do. That's the only thing you can do for everything, for every single thing
Yeah.
nowadays with AI coming out.
In
AI's out of the bag. Bigfoot's taking big shits everywhere. Big steamy turds. in the woods. I stepped on one the other day.
Don't even get me started on Mothman.
He ate my jacket.
He ate my fucking jacket.
They're all boiling
Mothman.
out.
All the critters are coming. It's Weird Mageddon out here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe this is like Gravity Falls tie-in. Weird Mageddon. Book of Bill just came out.
Is that for real?
Yeah, you didn't hear that about Book of Bill?
No.
Oh, Book of Bill's huge. It's out right now. It's a sequel. This book is a real world sequel to the fake world of Gravity Falls. The book is now in our dimension, right?
Oh,
It's
right. So it's like
from their dimension. It's now in our dimension.
right. Not cartoon. It's like real life.
Yeah, it was pretty. You should watch a YouTube video on it. I want to get the book. I haven't got it yet, but anyway, we're getting off into the weeds here. I think we had a pretty good ski heavy episode. Touched on aliens at the end here a
You
little
got
bit.
touched by aliens.
Got touched by aliens. Yeah.
Just talking about the show just for another second here. I don't think it has to. I think comedy definitely helps it along, but I don't think it has to be anything. I think it just be talk about whatever the fuck you want. And
I know, but just
In
for
the-
for me, it's more
that's
fun.
That's what
like,
makes it enjoyable.
I like sitting here when we're talking about whatever we're talking about. That's what. Oh, you said everything's boiling over, right? And
Yeah.
I said AI's coming out, Bigfoot's pissed.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I'm talking about.
That's-
I
yeah,
want
it makes it
more
fun.
of that, and it's easier to do when you have other people that are thinking that same way. Like we're not really
Ready to
being
stab a
serious.
joke in.
Yeah, we're gonna stab a joke. We're gonna pile on, and then if there's people that are in the right mood to joke around, you know, once you get into a joke off, you're trying to one up each other. You're trying to out joke each other. Oh, they just said this. Okay, where can I add in on that? Or they got a good laugh. Now I got to get a laugh even better than them. You know what I mean? Like that's what's more fun to me. It's more fun for me to watch that, and it's also more fun for me to do that. That's what I would like to be doing here. Is you
I
know,
do agree.
just more goofing and joking. That's
I
it's
like-
more fun.
I like that, but also it's a it's a tough thing to do. And
It's a tough thing to do on command, but
you got to be in the right spirits.
when it starts, we got to double down on it. I think, you know, like it'll come out, it starts to come out, and then you got to hammer down on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Anyway,
anyway, it was a good pod tonight. Yeah, Amy said our last episode with Mom was great.
Yeah,
it was,
I thought that was
it was a good
awesome.
episode. I thought it was funny how her feet didn't touch the floor. Sitting on the couch there. That was
I
funny.
thought she played it cool. I thought she was playing it
Yeah,
cool.
no, I thought Mom did great on the episode. I didn't. She said she was nervous, but you wouldn't have guessed it. You know, I
Yeah.
thought she did great. So, I heard our
Very
mom after doing the podcast, she gave our friend Jack a little pep talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tried to hype him up.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, she just ran into him and he was like, "Oh, I saw you on the podcast."
That's
and,
hilarious.
And Mom's like, "Yeah, you know, I was nervous, but I did it." And I guess he said that he was scared to come on, scared
no,
of
he's
the
not.
pod.
No, he ain't.
I don't know. This is
He's
coming.
just
This is just
storytelling.
through the grapevine.
He just doesn't want to do it.
Maybe I don't know, but I
No,
thought
I'm
that
just-
was funny anyway, and I
I'm
thought
bullshitting.
since I you know, Jack knows one episode I was calling him out because I was trying to get him on the episode, so I was calling him out live on air, and but I just thought I'd throw in that little tidbit at the end because my mom was telling me that, but
I think that's fun. I think,
cute little story,
yeah.
but yeah, we'll put a bow on this one and we'll get the hell out of here, get on with it.
Wrap it up for New Year's.
Yeah, hey.
Tomorrow.
Big
right?
New yeah, we'll do tomorrow's New Year's Eve, yeah. So
Yeah.
then after that'll be the new year and we'll be off and running in 2025 and one step closer to the grave.
One step closer to the grave. Nice.
But yeah, there we go. There's the music. We'll see you in the next one.